with the TVP on King Sejong. And there's Stork in the top left.
So Moonglade, who do you think is going to take this match?
Well, I mean, judging by how Stork has been playing, especially in Pro League, I'm definitely going to give the edge to Stork. How are you feeling?
Well, I don't know. I feel like lately the matchup has been really balanced in terms of PvT. We've seen, and the map pool especially, I think it's really good for Terran. We're going to see a lot of action-packed games, but I haven't seen MVP play in so long that I'm not really sure how he's playing the matchup and how he's going to stack up against Stork, who is right now one of the best PvT players in Korea, I think.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the biggest question of all is how is MVP playing nowadays? Because no one gets to see him play that often. Only in WCS Europe, and he hasn't been doing that well in WCS Europe. He might even be knocked out at this point. I haven't really been keeping too much of a track of that tournament.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either.
It's on like the worst time for us. It starts at like 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah. And we see that gas guys are going down at 12 supply for MVP, so he will be going for a Reaper expand most likely. And looks like Stork scouting after Gateway. Maybe a one gas opening?
Yeah, by the looks of it so far, one gas down. And yeah, I'm not surprised that we see Reapers on this map. Great for scouting. A number of ways to get into the base to get that scout off as well. Yeah, and it's also very safe on this map. Getting that expansion, just the map layout itself gives you a lot of time to defend against anything.
Yeah, it's a very flexible opening. It's very safe. It's a really good way of getting into the mid game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder if we'll be seeing some drop play early on as well.
I think so. The natural expansions are so close to each other, and also there's so much open area for the medevacs to come into the main base on the Protoss side of things. So I think we're going to see a drop-heavy style from MVP, but again, I'm not really sure what to expect.
Yeah, definitely. But we see a very early engineering blade block, which is going to do some damage. I don't think we have a Zealot out just yet.
Yeah, I don't think he started one.
Even in the making, so this is actually going to be a huge block.
Yeah, and especially considering Stork went only one gas, he's going to be floating a lot of minerals, and without that Zealot, his Nexus is not going to go down for maybe at least another minute.
Yeah, so great start for MVP, which I'm very excited about. I'd love to see MVP do well in this tournament.
Yeah. Oh, and
he goes down and tries to put down the Nexus, but that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, here comes the Mothership Core. It's like Stork is going to take a second gas, throw down another pylon, and start a Stalker. But at this point, the openings are definitely favoring MVP. Stork is definitely at a disadvantage from here.
Yeah. Would you even start a Zealot, like the moment you see that engineering bay? Would you chrono a Zealot out at all, or would you just simply go for the Stalker anyway?
I think you would just go for the Stalker, but typically, at least for me, I would start the Zealot, and then oh, here comes the Reaper going into the main, and this is actually going to be very difficult for Stork to deal with because he can't have the Stalker go attack the engineering bay at his natural. So
yeah, I mean, he's completely out of position with the Mothership, so he might actually take one.
Takes one probe. Any probe kill is really good, but he might lose the Reaper here.
So maybe not exactly worth it. He does get a good scout of the base, gets one probe, and kind of delays the damage on the engineering bay, which is helping a lot. That CC is already half done at this point.
Yeah, Stork starting a second Stalker, and he's still floating 400 minerals.
Yeah, so some nice economic damage early, despite losing that Reaper. So a great start for MVP.
I'm really interested in seeing where Stork goes from here, considering he has two Stalkers, and is that his probe going to his third base?
It looks like it, yeah.
So we might be seeing a very fast third expansion from Stork, which on this map can be really hard to defend in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, just simply thinking about like the meta currently with Terran, like being so aggressive with drops, with Widowmine drops especially, and as well as like Marine Marauder timings to trigger that sort of the photon overcharge at the natural. If you have like a third base already, like I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. He's throwing down the robotics facility now.
Yes, maybe changing his mind there.
Yeah.
A little harassment there with the Mothership Core. Only 2 Marines get into the bunker in time.
Yeah, getting some nice damage done.
Yeah, and it's actually doing a bit of damage here. Only 2 Marines. They're going to take a while to fend off 2 Stalkers.
Yeah. I think the Mothership Core took down one SCV, is that right?
Yeah, I think one SCV has gone down so far.
Oh, and there's a third base for Stork.
Wow.
So a very fast robotics facility, very fast third base.
Very greedy, very confident play. Maybe he knows a bit more about MVP's style than we think.
Yeah.
See, I kind of look at that and I think like that has to be kind of like a meta decision, like based on the player. Like, okay, he doesn't go for these timings very often, so maybe I can get away with this. But have you ever tried this kind of style before, State?
It can be really difficult to defend in the mid game, but if you can get up to Colossus, if you can get your Twilight Council up and get maybe Blinker Charge, without taking too much damage, you can be in a very good position against Terran.
Oh, yeah. If you can get that up without taking damage, yeah, I agree. You'd be so far ahead. and you'd be so like primed for that late game and dealing with any sort of SCV pull. Absolutely.
Yeah. And here comes the engineering bay. I believe this is a little bit later than normal. And MVP only has one add-on, the stim pack. So I think he's going to move out around the time stim pack is about halfway done. And he has a really good window to do some damage, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree, especially if he actually scouts for the third.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do.
I mean, look how many
Yeah,
Marines.
that's a massive army.
But he's got to scout this third base. If he doesn't...
Oh, he's going to.
Oh, yes, he is.
And Stork only has...
Wow, and it finishes, too.
Stork's 2 gateways are now finishing. And he's not going to have Colossus out in time. The robotics bay is just now almost halfway done. And Colossus is going to be even a quarter of the way done when this timing hits. I don't think he's going to be able to defend his third base.
I mean, it's going to be so difficult. Sure, he's going to have like photon overcharge at both bases.
Yeah, but even just his army is 5 stalkers and a sentry, which will have Guardian Shield, but
that's simply not enough.
I can't see him defending this.
Not against 2 Marauders and this many Marines.
And MVP is actually just going to go straight into the natural.
Yeah, gonna
no
try
stim quite yet. Oh, the mothership core.
Oh, we cannot lose that. Not yet.
Yeah, good start for Stork. Taking out those first few Marines. And MVP still has not stimmed yet. Oh, there goes 100 energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is doing a lot of damage already, but...
Yeah, Stork hasn't started a Colossus yet, so I feel like even though he's buying time, he's not really getting into a very good position from it. But MVP with only 2 Marauders against a Stalker-heavy composition might not be able to do as much damage as we thought.
Yep, kind of pulling back now. He does know that third base is up, so he must feel a bit of pressure to like try and deal with it.
Yeah, but Stork hasn't really utilized the third base at all. He's only just now transferring probes. He's maybe gotten 1 chrono boost out of it so far, but it definitely hasn't paid for himself.
Oh, absolutely.
And, this pressure is still really scary.
Yeah, I mean, 1 stim and 1 attack there could do a lot of damage if they're out of position, if these force fields are bad.
I feel like he's waiting for +1 to finish, but I'm afraid that the... oh, there's a photon overcharge.
Oh,
the mothership core is only going to have maybe 30 or 40 energy left.
Yeah, he's not going to have any photon overcharge, any time warp for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and I think MVP will wait until +1 finishes to come into the natural and try to do some damage, but by then there's going to be a Colossus out, so I'm not actually sure he's going to be able to do anything here.
Yeah, I mean, he is also making medivacs, so he's going to have some medivacs out, which will help a little bit. Maybe
he'll definitely
try and pull them out of position or something.
Yeah. Stork doesn't have a Twilight Council yet. He's only just now starting +1. And losing the Observer is pretty big here because when medivacs are out, it's very important to be able to keep tabs on the Terran army and... Oh,
getting some good force fields. A nice stim in here. Trading a lot with these Stalkers, but I mean, there's a Colossus here. How much damage can he actually do? He's microing very well, kind of splitting up his army, nullifying this Colossus splash. But
he's no Guardian Shield, but...
he's running out of units, though.
I believe MVP took down 2 sentries, maybe 3 sentries there.
Yeah, quite a lot of Stalkers as well, but that Colossus
remains. It's a lot of bio to lose.
Yeah,
I think that Stork pushed right before +1 finished, and Combat Shield's only just now finished, so...
Yeah. But we do have drops on the map, and there is such a small observer count to really find these out.
Yeah, though I think the observer on the left side of the map might see these medivacs coming into the main.
Yeah,
though without Blink, it's unlikely he'll be able to kill them.
And I kind of feel like Stork is stabilizing here, and he is going to pull ahead with his economic advantage. That third base is pretty saturated at this point, and I think the third for MVP only just finished now.
And he did see the medivacs coming into the main, so he will not take too much damage from this. Yep. And there's another photon overcharge, though. That mothership core is really low on energy.
Yeah. Wow, 18 health left. 1 more shot could have done it. Yeah, a nice defense there from Stork. All he really has to do at this point is defend, 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 get that Colossus count out, keep upgrading, and put down that supply, get that war machine building. And from here, like, I think he's in such a great position.
Yeah, once these gateways finish and Blink is researched, I feel like there's not very much MVP can do to put pressure on the Protoss player.
Yeah, it really felt like he had to get it done when that third base only just finished, and he had that bio across the map. He had enough there to bully out the Protoss army, trigger that photon overcharge, but he could never really commit. And he just didn't have the Marauder count to really trade well with the Stalkers at any point.
Yeah, and the worker counts are even, however, so MVP's third base kind of evening things up, but losing so much bio in the early game, it's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. We see like quite a number of Marauders with this army as well. Definitely switching a lot more into Marauders and starting that Viking count, which is so essential. You cannot get too far behind with the Vikings. And
yeah, but only off 1 starport, so...
yeah, that's also a big problem, I think. Considering how many Colossi we have out already, 4, you're going to need a lot of Vikings for that.
Maybe and with 17 Stalkers out as well.
Yeah, you're going to need like 12 plus Vikings to kind of battle that. We see some scouting going out from Stork, and we see a Warp Prism, so he's going to help out, especially if Terran moves across the map, maybe pulls SCVs. We see some Zealot warps in at home, and it's going to create a lot of havoc.
Yeah, and warping in 3 more cannons, I really think Stork is going to be impenetrable in the mid game.
Yeah, it's looking that way too. We haven't seen him kind of go for any sort of Templar tech just yet, though, but that is the next step to building that Death Ball that's just going to deal with everything.
Yeah, and there's 4 Zealots.
Yep. So this is going to create a lot of havoc in the...
but
caught out by a random Marine.
MVP.
That's funny. Let's see if MVP actually saw that. We see him
I think he did. He stimmed the Marine.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And he also has another Marine behind a potential 4th base to scout the Warp Prism come in. So
yeah, that's
really good scouting by MVP this game.
Yeah.
And there go 4 Vikings.
Oh, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
But he cannot have them out of kind of away from his army when that final fight happens. I mean, he's got to be on point with these Colossi. If he's out of position, he's going to take
and he's going to intercept the Warp Prism.
Oh, this is a really beautiful play.
Yeah, that's a really good play by MVP.
Oh, that is so important, I think.
And we see Stork moving out into the map. I think he wants to try and catch those Vikings, but it doesn't seem like he'll be able to.
Yeah, not going to happen. We see some Ghosts being made as well now, so adding into the mix is going to help out a lot. We see the Templar Archives just finish, I believe.
Yeah, and still no 4th base for either player, so a lot on the line coming up for this next fight.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot on the line. Pretty much whoever wins this fight may win the game considering these economies. Storm on the way now too. This is going to be a very, very important upgrade. They're definitely going to have that as well. Really
and those Templars worked in well in advance. So
see Zealots from the behind, getting rid of this debris.
Yeah, but it's a long time coming in. They might actually...
Oh, really important scan goes down. Team onto the Stalkers.
Stork picking up 2 Medivacs.
Wow, that's actually
losing
really
only 1 Stalker. That's
There's
really
only
good.
2 Medivacs with this army.
Yeah, I feel like if MVP doesn't win this fight really convincingly, he's not going to have much to fall back on. And he's not pulling SCVs, so...
Oh, and now we have a lot of Zealots with the SCVs, and he's actually tagging with the SCVs, which I don't know.
Yeah.
This is actually looking like a really, really hard position considering how many Colossus there are and how few Vikings.
Storm's almost finished, and so is +2 armor.
Oh, and here we go. Vikings on the Colossus, just simply not enough. I think if Stork starts to focus them down, he will have more than enough Colossus to kind of clean this up.
But the Gateway army's melting.
Oh, the Gateway unit's so small at this point. So many Marauders still left. The Colossus are going down now. And we actually might see MVP win this game.
But the Templar are coming, and Storm is finished.
Oh, it is so close. Only 2 Medivacs is another big, important thing to note here.
Oh, this is so close.
Oh, but look
more
at
Zealot harass.
These Zealot counter attacks are doing so much damage as well. Like, the economy of the natural and 3rd base is gone at this point.
And Stork has 10 Zealots on the map, but he doesn't have money to warp in anything more to defend this. It's going to take so much damage.
And look at the bank of MVP at this point, too. He can make
2,000 minerals, 1,000 gas.
Oh, so many Marines. So many Marauders can be made at this point, and yeah, the economy...
Moving into the main base now.
Oh, I like this a lot, actually, but he's going to be so careful of these Templar. We're going to see some feedbacks go down on the Medivacs.
Not quite enough energy for Storm.
Yeah.
That was a much closer fight than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I actually thought it was going to be absolutely horrible for MVP, considering the Concave, considering how many Colossus they were. But I think there was just simply not enough Zealots to really tank these Marauders.
Yeah, the timing that it came in at, where Storm wasn't finished and +2 armor wasn't finished as well, he had a 1-1 upgrade advantage too.
Yeah, that was huge. Definitely really nicely played.
And forcing more Archons to be made. Those Templar, Stork needs them for Storm, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
The 4th base only just now lifting for MVP to the 4th base, but... I don't know.
It's hard to say. I mean, MVP is up 10 supply at the moment, and but he did take so much economic damage from that Zealot run by.
Yeah, it's still only 6 SCVs behind, though.
Yeah. Not too much damage, and I mean, he does have mules to make up for it as well.
Yeah, and he's now starting his 2nd starport, but...
That might be a little bit too late at this point.
Yeah, only 3 Vikings.
Only 3 Vikings. How many Colossi? We're not entirely sure.
I think there's...
Maybe 2.
This might be the 2nd finishing?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think 2 so far.
I don't think he's going to get this Ghost Academy easy, but MVP's not pulling SCVs to repair.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty expensive sort of attack on the Ghost Academy. I mean, I don't know if that's worth it. I would have thought getting SCVs at this point may have been a little bit better.
I think so
obviously,
too,
stopping Ghost production would be great, but that is a really hard building to take down, especially next to an SCV line. And we see 3-3 on the way as well. Halfway done for MVP.
And Stork is only going to have +1 ground weapons and +3 armor when 3-3 finishes for MVP. So MVP has a pretty significant upgrade advantage going into the late game.
Yeah, that's actually a disgusting lead now. And we see a planetary being built at that fourth, which is going to help out. Oh, this could actually do a lot of damage.
But if MVP is paying attention with his ghosts.
No! One storm goes down.
That killed about 6 or 7 Marines.
Yeah, it still did a lot of damage.
Yeah, but for 300 gas and like, what, 4 or 5 Zealots?
Yeah, that's a pretty expensive trade there.
MVP is at 40 supply.
Wow. So yeah, looking actually pretty good for MVP at this point. Definitely has the economic lead as well as the supply lead. And I mean, look at that army. We got 2 Colossi, 2 Archon, and a bunch of Stalkers here with the Mothership Core.
8 Templar, though.
8 Templar could do a lot. Another Colossus comes along as well. Really needs a lot more buffering for these guys, though. Like, a lot more Zealots.
Yeah, only 12 Zealots.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough, considering how many...
There are a lot of them going into the natural,
yeah,
so...
That's the biggest problem. I actually think that's why he took that fight so badly at his third base, because he didn't have any buffer.
Yeah.
He was using his buffer to kind of do these counterattacks. Senior Zealots go down again, kind of trading with some SCVs. We've seen Archon being made as well, but while this is happening, MVP is kind of rotating up to the fourth here.
Yeah, Stork did have a Zealot, I believe, on the Watchtower, so he saw MVP positioning his army and was able to move into position to defend his fourth base, but there is no observer coverage.
Look
right
how
now,
many Zealots. We have 3 Zealots in that army so far. I think more have been warped in now. Beautiful! EMP goes down. The Vikings are in great position as well.
But so many more Templar.
It's Colossus. The Mothership
Core goes down as well.
That is not good at all. MVP definitely finding picks. They're definitely on point. He's playing very well. I'm actually very excited to see.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah.
This is really impressive play from MVP, and I don't think Stork has an observer with his army, but MVP Cloak is almost finished for his ghosts.
Yeah, this could actually do a lot. I'm sure he's going to scout.
He has so many of them, too.
Yeah, we can actually see the game end just from ghosts. And a lot more.
2 observers on the map, but none in position.
Yeah. MVP kind of trying to find a way in at this point. We do see that Zeld's kind of running to the third base here, but we do have a bunker though, but it is full of Marauders, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Some SCVs going down here. While this is happening though, MVP making his move finally. Storms go down.
Stork knows.
Stork knows, he sees them. We see a lot of scans go down, and he's going for it. He's going for the attack. Vikings going onto the Colossi here, and there might actually be enough at this point. 6 left against 2 Colossi. While this is happening, a beautiful concave for MVP, and everything is evaporating now. MVP is going to take the first game against Stork. Wow, was not expecting this whatsoever, considering it is Stork, considering how little we've seen of MVP for so long.
He just played this so well. Like, both engagements he microed so well.
Yeah, and I mean, this is definitely like an unfavorable map for Terran. We've seen it time and time again. We almost never see Terran on this map, and it's for a reason, because Protoss can get that really fast third base, and they can comfortably get to that late game where they're dealing with Colossi and Storm. And I mean, from here, it looks like
he's going to clean up this army, but
cleans it up. But look at the supply difference, 50 supply difference at this point. That third base is pretty much pillaged. There's nothing left there.
That's a good warping, though.
Oh, that is a good warping.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Picked up the medevac full of 4 Marauders.
That was so important. If they actually dropped it, they could have at least traded a little bit.
Yeah. Although still, the ghost count
is
at 4. And Stork doesn't have any Templar on the map out quite yet, and he doesn't have the minerals to start Colossus production again.
Yep. 16 Marauders as well as 9 Medivacs. And it's going to be a bit of a hard fight here, but those ghosts scare him away. And I think all that's left is to kind of push this fourth base, and Stork will have simply nothing left in the tank.
I think, though, if he can somehow manage to defend, he's up 10 workers right now.
I mean, if he gets the Storms, I think it's all going to come down to the Storms.
Yeah, if MVP is able to EMP the Templar, I don't see any way Stork can hold this, but
I'm sure MVP
and
knows
this positioning is so hard to defend.
I mean, this is such a problem on this map as well, especially Berserk.
The pylon gets cut down too.
Gets rid of the pylon. Going for those MVP on the Templar, just whiffs it, but he's trading so many Stalkers and Zealots for this. Yeah, and he can't mine from this base anymore.
He's going to have to sacrifice his expansion. I don't think there's any coming back from this.
No, I don't think so either. He is down 60 supply at this point, and goes sniping here, going for a defensive
Still no observer.
Still no observer. What a mistake. Has to spend all his Brobo time on Colossi, and that's GG! Stork losing the first game to MVP on King Sejong. Was not expecting that. What an impressive game here from MVP. And the second map is probably the biggest story of all. It's going to be merry-go-round
Yeah, which is a really Terran favorite Terran favorite map in this matchup, I feel like.
Oh, I agree completely. This is a huge problem for Stork. He might actually be out of this in 2 games. We're not sure here. He's going to really have to pull something out in the second match.